4:39. I'm with Perry Smith, the news director here at AM 1220. We have special programming for the next few days. We're trying to fill a city council seat and interviewing potential candidates. Well, actually, candidates, not potential. They are candidates, and we're interviewing them. Actually, Perry's doing all the work. I'm just sitting here observing. Perry Smith, how are you?
And you mean the unique special, right? Not like the special where you're just saying that to be nice and like, oh, he's special.
You are
right?
special.
Programming.
You are in this programming. It's all special. Look at the nice shirt you have on today.
Oh, I'm wearing my KHTS.
It's all you, Perry. It's all you.
So thank you very much. And Cristen Farrell, thank you for taking the time to come down into the studio with us.
Thank you.
You are one of 50 applicants for a vacant seat on the Santa Clarita City Council, which was vacated by Dante Acosta when he was elected to the Assembly. And ahead of this special meeting on January 17th, when our current City Council is going to pick the next member, we're trying to interview everybody and give them an opportunity to talk about what they feel like the issues are for the city and what's important to them. But first, just for our listeners' sake, can you give us an introduction about yourself and tell us a little bit about your experience in Santa Clarita?
Absolutely. So I'm actually a longtime resident. I've been here for more than 30 years. I've had the great privilege to not only grow up here myself, but also to raise my own family here, which is really kind of a nice thing to do. In terms of who I am, I work for Quest Diagnostics. I'm an HR business partner. My main job there is to work as part of a 4-person senior leadership team, really connecting the business strategy with the people strategy, and overall just making the business succeed and grow.
And for those that don't know, what does Quest Diagnostics specialize in or do?
So Quest Diagnostics is a diagnostic laboratory. I can't get into too much detail about it.
We don't want to give away proprietary secrets on our show. I just want to talk about your candidacy. So,
Absolutely.
Okay. And have you been involved in any organizations in the community? Have you done any volunteer work? Are you affiliated with any groups?
Absolutely. So, I try to be pretty diverse in where I'm doing the volunteer work. I'm fortunate this year to have been able to volunteer several places. Volunteered at Relay for Life. Fortunate that Quest Diagnostics had a booth there, so I was able to really become more involved than just being a runner, which was nice.
Right.
And then I've also volunteered with MEND and several other local organizations here. We did some support our troops work as well.
For those who may not know, MEND.
So MEND is actually an organization that reaches out to underprivileged families. They have programs where they have families actually sponsor underprivileged families. They provide basic necessities, everything down to clothing and shoes to fresh groceries, but they have a focus on really doing it in a healthy way.
So let me ask, what is your what spurred you to become involved and throw yourself into the city council application race?
Well, having lived here so long, I really care a lot about this city. I care a lot about what happens, and I have been really fortunate to have witnessed so much growth over such a long period of time. With that growth comes so many opportunities, but there's lots of challenges with it as well. So I feel like, with my 15 years of business background and the fact that I really have to connect with people and really kind of straddle the line between, what the business need is and how to do the right thing by my employees, it's the same kind of mindset that exists for, the residents here of Santa Clarita Valley.
So do you think working in HR and the business, that gives you an advantage or some insight to city council and governance?
It's interesting, right? Because you make decisions and they're not always going to be popular ones, but you want to do what's right for everyone. And so you really have to find that common ground, and that's something that I have to do every day in my work.
Awesome. And so talking about those tough decisions, what do you see as the priorities for the Santa Clarita City Council for the coming 18 months, I believe that your term would be?
Sure. So I think along with the growth that we've already had, there's so much more growth that we can have. I think we've had an immense focus on the arts. I mean, just look at the revitalization of downtown Newhall here. Just an immense effort on many aspects, but what I'd like to see us do is really focus on bringing big business here. I think residents of the Valley sometimes struggle that they commute long ways. The more that we bring big business into Santa Clarita, it provides more opportunity for our residents to stay local here.
And does your work give you some insight in your business background experience on how to do that as far as attracting the big businesses?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, a lot of what you do in human resources is recruiting. And when it comes to finding the right people, businesses need to know that that pool of people is there. And so it's really connecting that pool of people with big business to let them know that these opportunities are here, along with lots of incentives that the city does offer.
Now, one thing we're asking all of the candidates or applicants is if you could look at one example of something that the City Council has done in the last couple of years, and maybe look at one example of where they've done things where you think that's the right way to do things, and maybe one thing where if you were on the council, you would have done things differently.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've been really impressed with is their ability to grow the space. So, whether that be through the acquisition of land or through the annexation of multiple communities. West Creek and West Hills was just acquired. That added 5,000 residents and, over 1,700 households. That adds additional resources to our city. So I've been really impressed with their ability to just expand the city and do it in a really measured, calculated way. In terms of what could be done better, when I talk about bringing big business here or, just bringing more businesses here, I think the investment in technology could be greater. I think that when it comes to really beefing up our infrastructure, whether that be through fiber optics or just really enhancing everything that we already have, that's just going to make us all a bit, more attractive. And I'm not sure the focus has been there.
So we have a little bit extra time, and we've gotten through the questions. I was just wondering if there's anything else you want to kind of make sure you get the message out about to any the city council applicants or the city council members that are going to be reviewing your application, or just, to the residents out there.
Sure. Well, as I said, I'm really proud to be a resident of the Santa Clarita Valley. I really feel like I have something to contribute, both on a personal level and a professional level. I feel like having chosen to raise my own family here, I really have something invested myself, but I also really want to represent our valley. So, really looking forward to the challenge if I'm, allowed to do that.
Actually, I do have one more question. Since you mentioned being a longtime resident, talk to me about what do you see as the way the valley's changed? What stands out to you about that?
Oh my goodness. Well, when I got here, there was Kmart, and that was about it. Our Valley has grown from a place where, you could go to the grocery store and see, oh, there's Dave, oh, there's Mike, and that was that small town atmosphere that we love so much. We have had explosive growth over the last 30 years, from commercial building to residential building. You can't necessarily, go see Dave at the grocery store anymore, but still we've managed to maintain this really safe city where people do know each other, and that's something that I'm not sure that any city can really say about themselves. It's been really successful.
Awesome. Well, Cristen, thank you so much for taking the time and coming down here and speaking to the issues, and good luck on January 17th with the application process.
Thank you.
All right.